What's up, guys? I'm here to give you my 2-year review of my Patagonia Micro Puff Hoodie. I got this hoodie back in August of 2018, and since then it's really become my go-to everyday, everything, everywhere jacket. I've taken this jacket through hiking, I've taken this jacket traveling. I use this jacket every day for all sorts of errands and everyday chores and tasks, and this is the jacket that 9 times out of 10 I'm walking out of the house with. So this is Patagonia's Ultralight synthetic filled jacket. It is filled with 65 grams of Plumafil insulation, which is Patagonia's synthetic insulation meant to mimic down. It's supposed to retain loft longer and be much more lofty and down-like in how it puffs up and insulates. The shell is a 0.7 ounce 10D quantum Pertex material, and the inner lining is as well. It has 2 hand pockets, as you can see here, 2 internal drop pockets, a hood, and a full front zipper. So what I'm going to let you guys know is what I like about this jacket, what I don't like about this jacket, and could this possibly be the right jacket for you. So the main draw that I have to this jacket is it's incredibly comfortable. And I think that's the reason why I generally wear this jacket every day. I wear it in hot weather, I wear it in cold weather, I wear it in the shoulder seasons, and every time I put it on, I'm really amazed by how comfortable this jacket really is. The elastic hems and the cuff really make this jacket a pleasure to wear. It doesn't ride up too much. It kind of sits perfectly on my hips, sits nicely on my wrists. The hood is in general comfortable and easy to wear, and this jacket all around just feels really good to put on. Another thing that I really love about this jacket is its internal drop pockets. It has 2 huge internal drop pockets, and the tops are elastic. And what I've done is I shove everything from hats, gloves, phones, other hiking gear, water bottles in these pockets. And what I like about the drop pockets as opposed to the hand pockets is when you stuff your internal drop pockets, to me it feels way less bulky than if you put them in your hand warmer pockets. I find the hand warmer pockets stick out and get this outer puff, where the internal drop pockets kind of fill all this space under your arm, which is kind of dead space anyway, and I feel it actually gives me a better range of motion when doing outdoor active activities. Another thing I really like about this jacket is it's extremely lightweight. Patagonia claims that this jacket is 9.3 ounces, and for my men's small, I found that to be pretty much on the money. You know, at sub 10 ounce for a synthetic jacket really makes it easy and convenient to bring just about everywhere because it's not a lot of weight and it packs down pretty small. This jacket packs down into its left pocket, which has a carabiner loop on the inside, right here, and packs down to about this size. So really, even when packed into the pocket, it's relatively small. This is not a feature I generally use. 9 times out of 10, I'm just stuffing my jacket down into the bottom of my bag, and I find that it helps to fill up the space that way, but it also doesn't take up too much space as is. It's either going in my stretch pocket or I'm just shoving it down in the jacket for later on at night when I get to camp, and it's kind of cool. So even though this jacket is relatively lightweight, it's relatively warm for what it is. I've used this jacket in all 4 seasons, and I find I'm pretty comfortable down to about in the 40 degrees threshold, between 40 and 50 degrees in just a t-shirt. But as soon as you start adding other layers on underneath this jacket, you increase the warmth value, you add a shell on, and you can use this jacket in all 4 seasons, no problem whatsoever. It being synthetic too, as opposed to down, is it becomes a really good active mid-layer. So if the insulation gets wet, you know, you're sweating, you're going out on the trail, you know, you're on the plane, it doesn't really matter. It still retains its insulating properties, whereas down, when it gets wet, in general, it loses all of its insulating value. So another thing I really love about this jacket is it's easily washed. If you've ever washed a down jacket or a down sleeping bag, you'll know that it's a real pain in the butt and an all-day affair. This jacket, if it gets dirty, I take it off, I throw it in the wash. I either throw it in the dryer on low heat, or I leave it outside to naturally dry, and it's as good as new. Should you use like a special tech wash with the jacket? Probably, but in the handful of times that I've washed this jacket in the last 2 years, I haven't, and I really haven't found any problems whatsoever in not using a special wash. Sometimes maybe just an extra rinse to get the extra detergent out of the insulation is a good idea. Also, I thought that the 10D Pertex material would be not durable at all, and surprisingly, I've been pleasantly surprised. I only have 3 holes in this jacket, one in the front, one on the sleeve, and one somewhere else, which I can't remember where now. But the one on the sleeve is a burn mark from where I was trying to fix a stitch, and the other 2 happened one on the cuff. Here's the extra one. Well, just doing everyday activities. I expected this jacket to get full of holes. I am not easy on my gear at all. I tend to really abuse stuff and really put it through the ringer, and I found this jacket really held up. 2 tiny tears in 2 years of use and abuse, I think that's pretty good for ultralight material. Especially when you feel this material, you don't think it's going to be quite as strong, but I find that the Quantum Pertex material really is resistant to tearing, and I'm really pleasantly surprised at how well this jacket's held up over the last 2 years. So, what don't I like about this jacket? Well, there's a whole bunch of things that I love about this jacket, but there's a few things that I'm really not too crazy about. One thing is the hood. So, the hood, as you can see, is a non-adjustable hood. This hood design in general is not my favorite because I find if I'm not wearing a hat and I turn my head to look side to side or up and down, my head turns within the hood. The hood stays stationary and my head turns. I find that really annoying when I'm trying to do active things while wearing a hood. I want all my vision, and that stable hood for me, while it is very warm, is kind of annoying to try to work around. I have to turn my whole body to adjust around. Now, if you see I'm wearing my hat, I'm having no issues at all in turning my head with the hood. The hood kind of moves because the brim of the hat keeps the hood in place. Another thing I'm not overly crazy about with this jacket is the zipper. As you can see, the zipper comes really far up to the lower lip, and if you're wearing it like this, it's perfectly fine. It's comfortable. I don't really have any issues. I wish they did put a small piece of felt on the inside, because when it is a little damp, it does rub. But in general, I think that it's fine. But where my issue really arises is if I'm trying to wear the jacket hood below my chin. As you can see, it tucks in and it really pushes, and it creates this bowed effect. And I find that really annoying in the zipper. It's kind of a pain in the butt to have the zipper pushing in to your throat while you're trying to do things. That being said, if you wear the hood up and you wear it on your lower chin or below your lip, it's perfectly comfortable and fine. A piece of felt really would have done nice, but in general, I think it's okay. So, another thing I found with this jacket is it really has lost a bunch of loft over the last 2 years. If you see the 2 photos above, one here and one here, you'll see that this jacket, when I got it, had a lot of loft. It looked exactly like the Patagonia website and all the advertisements for the jacket, nice and puffy. The first photo with the dogs was taken about the weekend after I got the jacket, and the other photo in the mountains was a day hike in Boulder, Colorado with my brother, and about 6 months later, and the jacket still had a bunch of loft. Now if you look at the jacket, the insulation is relatively compressed and flat, while still maintaining some sort of fluffiness. It's really compressed down a lot. I think that's a common problem with synthetic insulation, whereas down, you can wash down and basically its loft comes back to how it was before. Its longevity is excellent. If you have a down product and you take care of it well, it could last you a lifetime. No questions asked. Where synthetic tends to get compressed over time, and it's kind of unavoidable. And so this jacket has compressed a lot. where it's a lot thinner than it used to be. That being said, I find the jacket still maintained a large value of its warmth. It's definitely not as warm as when it used to be, but it's absolutely doable and usable, and I'm going to continue to use it for many seasons to come. My major gripe with durability in this jacket is not in the shell, it's not in the hems, it's in the stitching. These baffle stitches are sewn through using an ultralight stitching, and while that's really nice for weight, it's absolutely terrible for durability. I find that the locking stitch on these pulls out fairly regularly, and the stitch in the hood pulled out about 2 to 3 weeks after I got the jacket. This, as you can see here on my shoulder, there's one, and what happens is those just pull out and they start to, the baffles reduce in size and you start to lose loft. If you can see here on my shoulder where my patch is, it's a much shorter baffle than the one next to it, and that's because the stitching pulled out pretty much right after I got the jacket. Maybe Patagonia has fixed that problem since then, but this was the first run of jackets, and I find that the stitching, and in particular the locking stitch in the stitching, is relatively poor and where the durability issues really arise. I've had multiple stitches pull out over the life of the jacket so far, and I expect plenty more to pull out. That being said, it hasn't really affected performance too much. It's just, for the price tag of the jacket, you'd expect the stitches to at least stay for more than 2 years. So another thing I've noticed in terms of durability is the elastic on the cuffs, and in particular the hem. So the hem of this jacket is an elastic hem and with non-adjustability. There's no shock cord or cord with a toggle, so you can tighten the hem as you need to. Over time, I found that the hem has really started to stretch out, and while the hem is super comfortable, I find that in windy conditions or such, I'm not getting as tight of a seal in the hem as I used to. I wish Patagonia had put in like a small, just 1/8 inch shock cord or ultralight piece of string with a cord lock so I can adjust the hem as I see fit. The ultralight down hoodie that Patagonia used to make had that adjustable hem, and I really like it because on colder days I can cinch it up to keep all the heat in, and on a warmer day I can really open up the bottom hem of the jacket and dump heat, which helps me to maintain my body temperature while I'm doing other active activities while wearing the jacket. So, what's my final verdict on the Patagonia Micro Puff hoodie? Frankly, I love it. It's my go-to jacket for everything. It's been on a through hike of the Northville Placid Trail with me, countless day hikes on the West Coast, in Colorado, in the Adirondacks, in New York. It's been on planes, trains, subways, buses, long car trips. It's my everyday go-to chore jacket or just general around town jacket, and I feel like this jacket really does it all. If you're looking for one jacket to do everything, synthetic filled, this might be the jacket for you. Now, do I think the jacket is worth the $299 that Patagonia is asking for it? No. When I did get this jacket, it was an end of season clearance sale, and I got this jacket for around $190. So if you can find this jacket on sale, on clearance, half off sometimes at the end of the Patagonia season, I think it's definitely worth a look. There are other jackets such as the Enlightened Equipment Torrid Apex jacket that is lighter, but I think this is a good choice if you're considering an ultralight synthetic jacket. So I hope this review has helped you figure out whether this Patagonia Micro Puff hoodie is the right jacket for you. If you're looking for an ultralight, comfortable, versatile, multi-use synthetic fill jacket, I think this is a good option to consider. Have you tried the Patagonia Micro Puff hoodie? Let me know down in the comments. Are there other jackets that you like better? Do you like down versus synthetic? Let me know. I'd love to have a discussion with you regarding the jacket. Alright guys, if you like this review, make sure you hit that like button and hit that subscribe button so I can send you a new video each and every time they come out. So when this whole COVID-19 thing is over, I plan on getting back out on the trail, filming some more of my day hike series videos, and bringing you guys more gear reviews, hopefully from the trail and not my backyard. Alright guys, stay safe. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll get back to you next time.